Have you ever wondered why some parts of Earth rise like giant walls, while others stretch out endlessly like open carpets? From snow-capped peaks piercing the sky to vast plateaus standing like ancient stone tables, and the flat, fertile plains that feed millions, every landform has a story. In this video, we'll break down the types of mountains, plateaus, and plains in the simplest, most visual way. Ready for a journey across Earth's incredible surface? Meaning and differentiation of the three main landforms of Earth. Earth's surface is not smooth or uniform. It is a dramatic blend of high peaks, flat stretches, deep valleys, and elevated tablelands. Among all these natural features, three major landforms dominate the surface of our planet: mountains, plateaus, and plains. Each of them is shaped by powerful geological forces, and each plays a unique role in the physical and human geography of the world. Mountains, the giant uplifts of the Earth. Mountains are large, natural elevations rising sharply from the surrounding land. They are formed by tectonic forces such as the folding, faulting, and volcanic activity of Earth's crust. Key characteristics: elevation, significantly higher than the surrounding land, with definitions often citing over 300 meters, 1,000 feet. Shape: steep sides, rocky terrain, and a distinct summit or peak. Formation: created by Earth's tectonic plates colliding, fold mountains, volcanic activity, volcanic mountains, or fault lines, fault block mountains. Climate and life: higher altitudes mean colder climates, supporting specialized plants and animals adapted to harsh conditions, such as mountain goats or red pandas. Plateaus, the elevated flatlands. A plateau is a raised flat area with one or more steep slopes. Plateau, in general, has a higher elevation than the rest of the region. A plateau is formed by the erosion of the nearby rivers, glacial activity, and flooding. The pressure of thick layers of rock within a magma chamber can cause an uplift of land. Plateaus are also called high plains or tablelands. The fundamental difference between a plateau and a mountain is the flat top of a plateau. India's Deccan Plateau is one of the world's oldest plateaus. Plateaus can range in height from a few hundred meters to several thousand meters. Plains, the low, level stretches of the Earth. Plains are large, flat, or gently rolling stretches of land at low elevations, typically below 200 meters above sea level. They are usually formed by the deposition of sediments brought by rivers, wind, or glaciers. The Indo-Gangetic Plains, the Great Plains of North America, and the Amazon Basin Plains are some of the most fertile regions on Earth. Because plains are flat and easy to build on, they support dense populations, large cities, agriculture, and transportation networks. They are the world's food bowls, producing grains, fruits, and vegetables that feed millions. Classification of mountains based on their origin. Mountains are not all created in the same way. Although they may look similar from a distance, tall, majestic, and rugged, their origins tell very different geological stories. Based on how they were formed, mountains are classified into four major types: fold mountains, block mountains, volcanic mountains, and residual mountains. Let's explore each one with simple explanations and real-world examples. Fold mountains, the wrinkles of the Earth's crust. Fold mountains are the youngest, tallest, and most spectacular mountains on Earth. They are formed when two tectonic plates collide, pushing layers of rock upwards just like paper folding when compressed from both sides. This process creates long, parallel ranges with high peaks, steep slopes, and deep valleys. Examples: the Himalayas, formed when the Indian plate collided with the Eurasian plate. The Andes in South America, created where the Nazca plate pushes beneath the South American plate. The Rockies in North America. The Alps in Europe. These mountains continue to grow because the plates beneath them are still moving. Many of the world's highest peaks, including Mount Everest, are part of fold mountain systems. Block mountains, uplifted blocks of crust. Block mountains are formed when large areas of the Earth's crust break due to faults. These faults are large cracks created by the movement of tectonic plates. Because of this movement, some blocks of land move upward, forming block mountains called horsts, while others sink, forming rift valleys called grabens. Block mountains have steep sides and flat or slightly sloping tops, as if giant pieces of land were lifted straight up. Examples: the Vosges in France and the Black Forest in Germany, classic horst mountains. The Sierra Nevada in the USA, uplifted block along a fault line. The Rhine Valley in Europe is a famous graben bordered by block mountains. Block mountains often reveal the tectonic tension and stretching of Earth's crust. Volcanic mountains, born from fire. As the name suggests, volcanic mountains are formed by volcanic activity. When molten rock, or magma, erupts through a vent in the Earth's crust, it cools and solidifies. Over many eruptions, these layers of lava and ash pile up to create a volcanic mountain. Volcanic mountains may be active, dormant, or extinct, depending on whether the volcano is still erupting. Examples: Mount Fuji in Japan, a classic cone-shaped volcanic mountain. Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, the highest freestanding volcanic mountain in the world. Mauna Loa in Hawaii, one of the largest shield volcanoes on Earth. Mount St. Helens in the USA, famous for its explosive 1980 eruption. Volcanic mountains are powerful reminders that the Earth beneath us is alive and dynamic. Residual mountains, sculpted by erosion. Residual mountains are not formed by uplift. Instead, they are formed by erosion. Wind, rivers, glaciers, and weathering slowly wear away softer rocks over millions of years. What remains are the harder, more resistant rocks that stand tall above the eroded landscape. These are mountains shaped not by construction, but by destruction. Examples: the Aravalli Range in India, among the oldest mountains in the world. The Sierra Morena in Spain. The Catskill Mountains in the USA, actually a dissected plateau carved by erosion. The Scottish Highlands in the UK. Residual mountains tell the story of Earth's ancient past. Mountains that once stood tall, but have been slowly carved down through time. So, mountains are far more than just towering landforms. They are records of Earth's geological history. Together, these mountain types explain how dynamic, restless, and ever-changing our planet truly is. Classification of plateaus based on their situation. Plateaus are among the most fascinating landforms on Earth. They rise high above the surrounding ground, yet remain flat or gently sloping on top, earning the name tablelands. But not all plateaus are located in the same kind of environment. Based on their position or situation, plateaus can be classified into three major types: Intermontane plateaus, Piedmont plateaus, and Continental plateaus. Each type tells a different geological story and shapes the geography of the regions around it. Intermontane plateaus. Plateaus between mountains. Intermontane plateaus are the highest and largest plateaus in the world. They are located between mountain ranges, often completely surrounded by them. Because they lie in zones of powerful tectonic activity, they usually form when large landmasses are uplifted by the collision of tectonic plates. Characteristics: situated between mountain ranges. Very high elevation. Often extremely dry because surrounding mountains block moist winds. May contain basins, deserts, and high-altitude grasslands. Examples: the Plateau of Tibet, the largest and highest plateau in the world, surrounded by the Himalayas and Kunlun Mountains. The Colorado Plateau in the USA, bordered by the Rockies, Uinta, and Mogollon Mountains. The Anatolian Plateau in Turkey, surrounded by the Pontic and Taurus Ranges. The Bolivian Altiplano in South America, bordered by the Andes. These intermontane plateaus are often known as roof of the world due to their great height. Piedmont plateaus, at the foot of mountains. The word Piedmont means foot of the mountain. Piedmont plateaus are found at the base of mountain ranges, where the land gradually slopes from high mountains to lower plains. These plateaus are often formed by the erosion of mountains where rivers deposit sediments at their base, or the uplift of land next to a mountain range. Piedmont plateaus usually transition into plains and fertile valleys. They often contain deep river gorges and are rich in resources. Examples: the Plateau of Patagonia in Argentina, at the foot of the Andes. Piedmont Plateau of the eastern United States, lying between the Appalachian Mountains and the Atlantic coastal plain. The Malwa Plateau in India, sloping gently from the Vindhya Range. Continental plateaus, uplifted parts of continents. Continental plateaus, also known as interior plateaus, are not surrounded by mountains. They rise suddenly from the surrounding lowlands and usually occupy the interior regions of continents. These plateaus are typically formed by uplift of large blocks of Earth's crust, or extensive volcanic activity, where lava spreads over huge areas and hardens into a flat surface. Continental plateaus can be vast, stable regions rich in minerals, grasslands, and forests. Examples: the Deccan Plateau in India, formed from massive volcanic lava flows. The Australian Plateau, covering most of the interior of Australia. The classification of plains based on their formation. Depositional plains. Plains are among the most important landforms on Earth. They are flat, extensive, and often extremely fertile, which is why some of the world's largest civilizations have grown on plains. When we classify plains based on how they were formed, one of the most significant categories is the depositional plains. These plains are created by the deposition of sediments, soil, silt, sand, and gravel, carried by rivers, wind, glaciers, or ocean waves over thousands or even millions of years. Let's explore the major types of depositional plains and where we can find them across the world. Riverine or alluvial plains. These are the most fertile and densely populated plains on Earth. They are formed when rivers carry sediments from mountains and deposit them along their course and at their mouths. Over time, repeated floods spread fine silt across the land, creating rich, flat alluvial plains. Characteristics: extremely fertile soil, thick layers of alluvium, ideal for farming, settlements, and transportation. Examples: the Indo-Gangetic Plains, covering northern India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. The Nile River Plains, supporting one of the world's earliest civilizations. These plains often serve as the food baskets of their respective countries. Deltaic Plains. Deltaic plains are formed at the mouth of rivers, where they meet the sea. When a river slows down before entering a lake or ocean, it drops enormous amounts of sediments, creating triangular or fan-shaped deltas. Over centuries, these deposits build large, fertile deltaic plains. Characteristics: low-lying, flat land. Very fertile and suitable for rice cultivation. Prone to flooding and cyclones. Examples: the Ganga-Brahmaputra Delta, the largest delta in the world. The Mississippi River Delta in the USA. The lacustrine plains. Lacustrine plains are formed in the beds of lakes that have either dried up or receded over time. When a lake disappears, it leaves behind layers of fine clay, silt, and sand deposited in its basin, forming a smooth and fertile plain. Characteristics: very flat and often marshy. Fine-grained sediments. Great for agriculture once drained. Examples: the Kashmir Valley in India, once a large lake called Kariwa Lake. The Lake Agassiz Plain in Canada and the USA. These plains often become important farming regions once irrigation and drainage systems are developed. Glacial plains. These plains are formed by the deposition of materials left behind by glaciers. When glaciers melt, they drop sediments known as till, creating smooth, rolling plains. Examples: the Northern European Plains. Coastal plains. Coastal plains are formed along the edges of continents, where ocean waves and currents deposit sand, silt, and marine sediments over time. Some coastal plains are also built as sea levels fall and expose the continental shelf. Characteristics: low, flat land next to the sea. Rich marine sediments, important for fishing, ports, and tourism. Examples: the eastern coastal plains of India, the Pampas coastal extensions in Argentina. Coastal plains are often major economic zones due to ports, trade, and agriculture. Earth's landforms, mountains, plateaus, and plains, are not just features on a map. They are the result of powerful natural forces shaping our planet over millions of years. Mountains show Earth's strength, plateaus reveal its stability, and plains support life with their rich, fertile soils. Together, they form the foundation of human civilization and the landscapes we depend on every day. Understanding them helps us appreciate how dynamic and ever-changing our planet truly is. Thank you for watching, and keep exploring the wonders of our world.